Should we get up? Do you want some breakfast? Do you want some breakfast? Alright then. I had a bit of a weird day yesterday because I was getting the train back from Birmingham following my trip to Birmingham. If you would like to find out more about that, then check out the previous video. And there were issues on the train line. So I basically station hopped all the way back from Birmingham, and it took me a very long time. Did not enjoy it at all, and then was very grumpy when we got back, when I got back. So I spent the evening basically not doing any of the things I was supposed to be doing. I don't get the train system in this country. It's, oh, well, it happens all the time. Basically what happened was the Alexa was talking to me. On the Midland service, there was a train that one of the staff members wasn't there, so the train was cancelled because one member of staff didn't turn up. At least that's what they told us. And then same thing happened in the West Country, somewhere below Bristol. There was a staff member that didn't turn up, and the train was cancelled again, and it blocked the entire line. So trains just kept getting cancelled, and then when I finally did manage to get onto a train to Bristol, the train that I was on terminated at Bristol, so there were all the people who were going to Penzance, which, if you don't know, the UK is literally the bottom of the country. So I have no idea how they would have got down there if the train system wasn't working. And it happened to us as well in April. We went up north, and we were supposed to arrive at our friend's house at midnight, and we arrived just after 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. It was a long journey anyway. Again, because a staff member didn't turn up, and I just don't understand why. One of the biggest bugbears that I have about the trains is that they are so expensive. John has a friend who lives in Cardiff and works in London, and on a fairly similar basis to the way that John works in London, so doesn't have to be there all the time. And she flies from Cardiff to London, which in the car is about probably a 2.5-3 hour journey. She flies because it is quicker and cheaper. No, it's not quicker, it's cheaper. It takes about the same amount of time. And I'm speechless. I was speechless when John told me that, because as a bit of an environmental person, your carbon footprint in a plane is much worse than in a train. If the trains were cheaper, more people would travel by rail, which would make the rail companies make more money, and the UK would be closer to achieving its carbon dioxide emissions goal, and it would also just be a less stressful experience, because they'd have to hire more people to make sure that if one person didn't turn up, an entire service didn't get cancelled, therefore causing disruptions across the whole country. Oh my, that was a rant and a half, but it's been really bugging me, because sometimes part of the reason that I don't really see John as much as I would like to is because it's so expensive for him to get back that he just ends up staying the night in London in a hotel because it's cheaper. I didn't intend for that to become another rant, but I'm feeling a bit behind on vlogging, so I wanted to explain why there's been like a few skip days here and there. I did publish one last night, but it was at midnight because I was crafting, and you will see why when I put that video together. Anyway, I'm going to do my smoothie now. I have literally no idea what I last filmed because I've had a pretty full-on day at work. I finished at work at 7 o'clock tonight. Might have been 6:30. I think I got home at 7. It's month end at the moment, which as an accountant, which I will be one day, that you have to account for all the money that's happened in the month, and it's my first month end as sort of doing sort of accountancy stuff. I'm saying the word sort of a lot. Basically, learning loads of new stuff and doing that job, and then also trying to continue with my old / current job while I still don't have a replacement, so it was quite a full-on day. I've come home and had some dinner, and I'm losing the will to talk even. I've edited the vlog from the Stitches, Sewing and Hobbycrafts show, which I don't believe I ever said once in that blog, which is quite an achievement given I spent an entire day there. That happened, and now I'm just sitting at home and I'm going to work on my little pixel cat a little bit, which I will film a little bit of and just chat to you about it while I go. The reason I bought this kit was because I was interested to see what the craft is like as a craft, and I'm in two minds about it. It's not particularly complicated, which means I'm finding it slightly less engaging than I would find some of the other crafts that I do, because basically you get these like pattern sheets and then you put your pegboard, which is this clear thing, and then you stick your pixels onto the pegboard, and it's essentially like a stamped cross stitch, which you just follow the colours on the canvas, and that's not how I do it. I'm a counted cross stitch person because I like the challenge of counting. I'm going to film while I do this so you don't have to just look at me not paying attention to my life. So I think for people who don't have loads of time to really invest in a complicated craft, it's pretty good. It does hurt a little bit. I think if I were to do this a lot, I would get a callus. Excuse the burn on my finger, by the way. On my hand, I burnt it while making pizza the other night. It's pretty simple. You basically just use your tweezers to like rip the pixel off the stencil, and then you just follow the symbols that are underneath. I'm using my fingers to push them down, which I don't know if you're supposed to do, but it's working for me. And the only difficulty that I'm having is the base plate moves quite a lot. I did this last night when I got home and I was so tired. I didn't want to do anything other than just chill out in front of the TV, and I'd done quite a lot of crocheting on the train, so I decided that I was going to give this a go. And I mean, you can see that I did do quite a lot. I think I finally finished at about midnight, which for me is very, very late. Partly because I was watching really rubbish TV, but I wanted to know what was going to happen, so I just kept on watching that lovely feature where you just keep on playing without stopping it. So that was my evening, and it was quite relaxing. The packaging says 36 months and over. I don't think you would want to give a 36-month child or above these pointy tweezers, and then also these pieces. I mean, look at them on my fingernail. They are tiny. I reckon maybe a couple of millimeters square. So I wouldn't put these near a child, to be honest. Probably wouldn't even trust myself sometimes, because, you know, the temptation to hold stuff in your mouth is strong when you need more hands than you've got. So I've just finished that, and when I say it's essentially like cross stitch, I mean it, because each of these base plates has got a little colour. When I started it off last night, I was making my way slowly, let's just say. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. I'll be interested to see what it looks like when it's done. And if you are looking for a nice simple craft to do with somebody who doesn't feel they can do complicated stuff, but would like a physical product at the end of it, this is probably quite good. I don't know that I would buy another one, though. I would rather spend my time counting. Is that really weird? I guess there is a reason that I've decided to become an accountant. However, I am enjoying the process. It's not unenjoyable at all. And the next time you see this, it will probably be finished. Anyway, that's enough of that, because it is actually studying time. I've just taken my hair out of crazy bun, so that's what's going on here. We've just finished studying for the night, and I'm feeling quite demotivated, really. I'm struggling to figure out how, even with taking up my crafting time with studying time, how I'm going to get enough time to actually take it all in. It's a different prospect studying now than when I was at uni, because at uni the whole day and the whole evening was studying time, whereas here I've got the whole day at work, and then I get home and I've got to do the chores that have now come with being in a much bigger house, and also much more health conscious and not content to just eat all the cheap student food anymore. So there was always a constant toss-up between crafting and tidying, and now I've got to add studying to the mix, and we'll see what happens. I'm as interested as you are to follow my accounting journey. Anyway, I am enjoying the work itself, and it's really good to be using my brain for something other than just counting stitches, at least. I was supposed to go for a run this evening, but Ross didn't want to wait until 6:30, which was understandable, so he went home, and then I didn't want to run home. I just wanted to get back as soon as I could. So I didn't, and now I have to get up in the morning, and we are going at 6, so I'd better get to bed. I've been really enjoying the comments that everybody's been leaving, so thank you all so much. It's nice to have the interaction. It can be quite lonely being here. I know that John has to be away to work, but it feels like I have friends in my phone who are not just my normal friends wondering why I'm talking about pixel craft and what being an adult means and all that stuff. So thank you all so much. I'm appreciating it, and you are keeping me company. I'm actually going to go to bed, so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.